The Thursday papers, like Sunday papers, but shorter.
Read all about it. Read all about it. There's no yelling on Thursday. No, it's the commute home. No one's excited. We're trying to keep it mellow.
Ooh.
Read all about it.
Oh, read all about it. Psst, psst, psst. Read all about it.
Hey, sir, excuse me. Oh, you're on the phone? Okay, never mind.
You know what? Just think about it. Think about reading about it. Okay? I'm in.
But read about it on paper, not on your phone.
Is this a guided meditation?
I meditated today, and man, did I fucking need it. Oh, my God.
Well, normally those are the wild ones. How are your running thoughts?
Running thoughts were not as running because I worked out this morning with my nephew. He gave me a full boxing workout. We got the heavy bag in the backyard. And one guy would hit the heavy bag 200 times while the other guy did 3 sets. 1 set of push-ups, 1 set of burpees, and 1 set with a kettlebell going up and down. And we did that rotation 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't hurt yourself, especially with the kettlebell.
I know. So, but then I've been useless all day. It was too much. He's a fucking, the guy was a Navy SEAL practically. I can't keep up with him.
No, especially all the rage from not making it to the final SEAL.
Yeah. You think a Navy SEAL is dangerous? How about a guy that went to New Jersey with one round, Chicago in the winter in Lake Michigan, like laying on your back under waves in Lake Michigan in March, then getting sent out to San Diego where it gets harder. And he did that for a month or two. And then on the final week, that's called Hell Week. Have you heard about this with the SEALs training? Hell Week?
No.
Hell Week, you don't sleep. You sleep like 1 hour a night for 5 days. And the rest of the time, you have a fucking a log on your shoulder with another guy, and you're marching it back and forth in the sand, or you're laying in the water upside down while they submerge you to make you feel like you're drowning. I mean, it's nonstop. And he was like, he made it through halfway of that, and then he got bounced because he was doing an open ocean swim in the middle of it, and he came in 2 seconds too slow on that leg of the.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I had heard, whether it's true or not, that a huge reason, I heard it was the biggest reason, but a huge reason people tap out, which most, like the vast majority tap out, is the cold. Because that sleep deprivation can be torture.
Yeah.
You get all foggy, you can't think straight, but also your body doesn't work. Like, have you ever gotten so cold you can barely, it's like this slow and it's spasming?
Yeah.
And also your toes cramp and like your feet cramp and your body cramps. And I've heard like you're just like bobbing with your hands under your armpits, your legs crossed, trying to maintain some warmth, whatever warmth you might have, but that it doesn't work. And many people
they're berating you the whole time. So it's not just physical, but they're calling you out on your weaknesses and calling you a pussy and telling you that if you quit right now, this can all be over. And eventually,
I have no place to go.
I got nowhere else to go.
Officer and a gentleman.
Yeah. So what happened? You went to the doctor today?
So yeah, I had it, but stupid. Not about me. It was just to get a referral or whatever. But I was really surprised. It's a doctor in our insurance out here in our Writers Guild thing, and they're in there the whole time. I thought it was going to be virtual. Anyway, he's a really, really conservative guy, never alarmist, always poo-poos if there's new stuff on like heart disease and or cancer and some new fear. He always poo-poos it. Well, today, out of nowhere, he's somehow Fauci might have come up or something. And I'm like, yeah, he's kind of saying some scary things lately about the second wave. And he looked over his glasses and very uncharacteristically goes, oh, we are completely, and he used this word, we are completely fucked. with the second wave. It's going to be huge, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Wow.
First of all, for any doctor to say that, but for this guy, it really opened my eyes. And then I brought up, I'm like, did you see New Zealand? He's like, yes. He goes, because did you see the news that
No,
New
what
Zealand,
happened?
New Zealand, I think, this is what I read. Of course, we're always wrong in this podcast. I think they completely shut down again because of one case in the country emerged again.
Yeah.
Lockdown. I'm like, how about just locking that guy down?
Yeah.
Or killing him? So,
So
he goes,
what is
no.
he saying? Is this because of schools that it's going to be so bad?
No, it's what Fauci's saying, which is the number was never supposed to be this high going into flu season.
Okay.
And this virus has not basked in the gorgeous warmth of indoor flu season, and it can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at Side Splitters in Tampa on September 19th.
Oh, Tampa.
No, I won't be.
Tampa's safe.
I'm not going anywhere. I know I have some dates somewhere. I don't even look at my calendar anymore. They just every time I get near a date, they call and cancel it, and I always feel like I think I was going to cancel that anyway. But hey, I got to feed the kids, baby.
That's what I did, with the airlines when I had 2 trips planned, like pre-virus, and then they kept writing me, like Delta or whatever, and like, hey, we're on your side. If you cancel your trip now, you're going to get Delta dollars or whatever they call it, and it'll be good for a year. Forget the 6 months or whatever. Blah, blah. And it's like, no, you know what? I'm going to wait till you cancel, and then you give me all my cash back.
Yeah.
And that's what happened on all of them.
Yeah.
But they did them one at a time. They didn't even like. Well, one was I had 2 one-ways, and so they did it one at a time.
Should we address the elephant in the living room?
Which is?
Thursday papers, the future of Thursday papers.
Yeah, we had a conversation about it today.
Well, it came up that neither one of us, we can't do the next 2 Thursdays.
Right.
So those are off. And then we started discussing the future of Thursday papers and if, in fact, it's something that people are excited about. I mean, the numbers are good, but at the same time, it feels like it's maybe best to just do a longer one on Sundays.
2 things. One, my doctor said there's not going to be Thursdays anymore come fall, so there's that. But 2, first of all, we know people are so kind. Like this is my first rodeo. I can't believe how nice and supportive people are. Even when they're critical, they take the time to write in, and they usually put a nice comment in there, even with the criticisms anyway. So we know it's not a no-brainer. We know there's some collateral damage, but if we put more of that work into Sunday, one thing Greg and I also talked about was often we're answering issues from Sunday and Thursday, and might a dedicated Sunday listener, listen, we're not the most organized people in the world. So I think sometimes we're not keeping Thursdays and Sundays in their own silos. It's kind of like, listen, we're both ADD.
I'll take it a step further and say, we forget to do it. Like I texted you today, like, cause we need to do it on Tuesday nights. Because our producers need that time to get it done for Thursday because it's during the week. And
oh my God.
And I texted you, and I think I caught you off guard that we were recording today.
And this is a perfect example. Since that call, I've been under the impression today is Wednesday. So that's just even better example of how. But it's very similar to how when my daughter, who I think my wife is also celiac, but when my daughter got diagnosed as celiac, all of a sudden, keep in mind, this is ADD dad who's single dad. I have them half the time. I had to get 2 toasters. I had to get 2 of the nonstick pans. I had to get 2 of everything. When it's pasta dinner, which is supposed to be the easy dinner to make for everybody, it's 2 boiling waters this. But more than that, I take a knife. As soon as I spread peanut butter on, like for the one kid's peanut butter and jelly, as soon as that hits the bread, I can't put that knife back in the peanut butter. And if I do, and God forbid Sophie's in there, then that peanut butter, especially if she catches me, otherwise I just scoop it out and try to but that peanut butter's done then, contaminated. It's kind of like keeping Thursdays and Sundays straight. I don't have enough wherewithal to do it.
So you're comparing our listeners to people with celiac disease.
I'm comparing them to diseased humans.
Diseased humans.
Who are too weak to handle our disorganization.
If you love Thursday papers, let us know. We're in discussions with each other. That's all there is. It doesn't go much beyond that. We just had this conversation a little while ago, so we haven't thought about it too much. But should we do a couple corrections from last week?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Are the corrections from Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, fire away. Who cares? Who cares if we all get gluten poisoning? Go for it. Cross-contaminate this shit.
All right, I'll do an old one that's not from this past Sunday.
All right.
This is somebody who said it's Krista McAuliffe, not Christy McAuliffe. As a person who was nitpicked by both parents, it's my nature to nitpick others. Sorry. Yeah, I always thought it was Christy. Christy McAuliffe sounds more like... Christy is a stripper name. Krista is a teacher.
Christy with the eye and the smiley face for the dot on the eye at the end.
Could be a heart. Yep.
It could be a heart, you're right, or a little star.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Krista. I should be fast enough to have a joke of why she lost the E on her name.
Lost the E.
But all right, anyway.
The Sharks ate it.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the only correction. The other corrections, we got a bunch about Valerie Bure, who I said dressed like a gay man. We're going to talk about him on Sunday. People are very upset. Very upset. You know what people are excited about? Football was this weekend.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I got a ton of people saying they used my bookie because we recommended it. It's our sponsor. And you go to my bookie and they double your first deposit when you just to recap, you put money in, they double it up to, I think, $1,000.
Wow.
And yeah, it's crazy.
That's not a fake wow. That's a real wow, because I know nothing about this product, but now I'm in.
And they have a thing called Winning Season, which means player props, epic bonuses, craziest cross-sport wagers. I guess if you're a bettor, you know what all that stuff means. I'm not sure. I know
Greg,
I
come
bet
on.
on it. I bet on it this week, and I doubled all my money. I doubled my money.
Wow.
Yes. I bet against Indianapolis, and I bet against...
Do you think this season...
And I bet with the Chargers.
Oh, man. Did you see that ending?
Yeah.
I saw it on highlights. By the way, this is how out of sports I am. Other than in bars and stuff, I've never paid for Red Zone, but I have a certain thing now. Maybe I'll call them and see if they'll advertise on the show and I'll mention them. But anyway, all of a sudden I didn't even realize I was watching the NFL Red Zone. It's more all over the place than we are. It's so crazy how fast it switches between, I guess high scoring, situations. They do not hang for a second. And they sometimes play both audio at the same time.
Yeah, right.
I know everyone realizes this but me. I was new to it this weekend.
Anyway, if you want to get in on the action and you want to get all this free play by doubling your deposit, use promo code PAPERS at MyBookie. Just spell it like it sounds. MyBookie.com. Put in papers and just it's fun. It's a really easy to use website. Everything's very self-explanatory. You get your balance and it shows you how much you made, how much you lost. And again, I'm up. So I'll keep tracking you on how I do this season. But so far I'm on a roll.
Do you think it's a good bet to bet against Tom Brady every week?
No, I don't. I think they're building a whole new defense in Tampa Bay, and they've already got Gronkowski down there, and they've got some hotshot rookie wide receiver, and I think when they gel, they're going to have a devastating second half of the season. That's my prediction.
And that's why I think it's a great bet to bet against them every game.
Because I'm an idiot?
You're not alone, though.
So you're saying the points are going to... are gonna compensate.
It is hard to bet against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think if you admit that, there's money to be made betting against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because there's an emotional factor. Listen, it's ridiculous that whatever, I think it was the last Super Bowl he was in, maybe, he had like the ball on the 5. I mean, none of this is going to be that accurate, but he had the ball on like the 5 and there was like 40 seconds and people are like, I thought this is not over. Like it's like, here comes his 95-yard march downfield like he has done constantly. So when you have that, I think emotionally it affects people like too risky to bet against Tampa Bay. And if there's enough of that, I'd love to take the other side of that action.
All right, I'll bet you next week. Let's have a standing bet this year, you and I. Every week I bet for Tampa Bay, you bet against them. We'll start it at $20.
$25 every week for the rest of the season.
Okay, and is that with points or without points?
Of course it's with point. Of course.
All right, with points.
That's what I'm talking about. The emotional thing moves the line.
The thing you don't realize is the reason they sucked last year is they lost a ton of people on the team. He wasn't playing with his team anymore.
Where? New
And
England?
why am I talking you out of this stupid bet you just made? Good. $25 a week with points. I got Tampa Bay. And if you guys want to bet,
in case I wasn't clear, the emotional component is what moves the line because they get too many action. It's kind of like why I always bet the under because it's a lousy bet. No, you're rooting against people you're rooting against action, and people also get scared, so they bet the over.
Is that why you've shorted the stock market for the last 5 years and lost consistently?
I lose. Basically, every time I touch money, I lose. So listeners should be well aware of that.
If you want to bet this year, go to mybookie.com, promo code PAPERS. All right, let's get back to the paper itself. This Week in History, Mike, a segment we do on the Thursday papers.
Oh.
Guess what happened on...
I'm going to guess.
The 17th of September. I'll even give you the year. You want to know the year?
I do.
1972.
Well, that was before Christy McAuliffe's time. 72. Nixon officially said, "Kiss my ass."
No, I will tell you it was in the entertainment industry.
Was it the Emmy Awards? Because they're in September.
They are, but it's not that. This is the date that the TV comedy MASH, adopted from the movie, starring Alan Alda, Loretta Swit, debuted on CBS.
Oh, debuted.
Yep. 1972, which is so crazy because, first of all, I grew up watching MASH, and, Hawkeye really was Groucho Marx. He was doing Groucho. And I just love that persona. It was Bugs Bunny. It was like that same wise ass, guy who's anti-authoritarian, kind of thumbing his nose at his boss. And there was just something about it that was like, that just worked as a comedy. But then the backdrop of it was, it's supposed to be about the Korean War. It was about Vietnam. There was no question in anybody's mind, except for the network knew that if they put out a sitcom about Vietnam while it was happening, it would never stay on the air.
Yeah. Right. Did you ever, it wasn't until I was out of college, I was in television, and someone goes, "It's super weird, right? That MASH had laugh track." I'm like, "What?" And then I just never noticed it. It's such a bizarre thing. This is shot in the hills of Malibu, a very, very believable Korea. And they're in the middle. They're in a Jeep. They're outside. And then there's all your laughs. Canned laughs to every joke.
Yeah, right.
Like, where's the audience?
Yeah. People loved it.
Yeah. I mean, imagine the creator, the battle he lost for the network to slam a laugh track on that thing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God.
Well,
Gelman?
the
What's
movie
his
was
name? I
so
forget his name.
fucking dark. I mean, it was one of the darkest movies of all time. And was it, that wasn't a Stanley Kubrick movie, was it, MASH?
No. It was, what's his name? Nashville and all that? Wasn't it him? I might be wrong. He loves our buddy Matt, who we talked about on Sunday.
Yeah, Cass was his AD on a bunch of movies. Anyway, that was this day in
God.
history. Let's get to some letters. This is from God. Mike, we're already at time. We're already
See?
at time. We have a lot to get to still. This is a letter from Mike Oxbig, who says, I love the Sunday Paper podcast. You and Mike are a fantastic duo. I message out of curiosity and concern. Since I watched the podcast on YouTube and I've noticed that Greg is continually shaking. Does he suffer from a bad case of twitchy foot? Is that official? Or
You just stopped shaking when you got to the word twitchy.
maybe that's what I need.
No, I think you read it and you're like, oh, I'm doing that.
Yep. Or is this a mild case of Parkinson's rearing its ugly little head? No. I shake my leg. I've never been able to sit still. I have ADHD. And then on top of it, throw about 20 milligrams of Ritalin on top of that.
And coffee.
And my fourth cup of coffee a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little shaky.
And like 2,000 burpees this morning.
And possibly an earthquake right now.
Right.
Movie review. This week, I watched...
Altman. Did Altman do MASH?
Robert Altman. I think you're right.
I didn't even look it up. I'm so
think you're
proud
right.
of myself.
Yeah.
I get things 4 minutes later.
Goliath is a TV show I've been watching this week with my wife. We've watched about 5 episodes.
What's that? Wait.
It's-
What's his name? In Venice?
Yeah, it takes place at Shay J a lot, the bar restaurant that you and I go to.
I saw all of season 1. I started season 2, and then someone told me season 2 wasn't worth it.
Oh. Well, did you like season 1?
Well, I love Billy Bob Thornton and realized I'll watch him in anything.
Yeah.
It is not a bad show. Don't get me wrong. William Hurt annoys me. He's the
a bit
opposite of
much.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I'll go out of my way not to see him very often. Don't get me wrong. He made some really interesting choices here. And a lot of it is not his fault. It's the way the character's written.
Well, yeah, when they tell you your face, whatever, I don't want to give it away, but his face is all burnt up. So that doesn't give you a lot of...
That's not a spoiler. That's first frame that he appears. His face is, he's already long ago.
Right. But I like the shot at Shay J. It's not shot at Shay J, but they recreated the shit out of it.
Wait, why don't you think it's shot at Shay J?
Because there's a pool table.
Wow, I don't know. I'm wondering if it was shot at Shay J.
If they did, they must have knocked out that back booth where the Rat Pack used to sit. Shay J, if you ever come to Venice, or it's actually Santa Monica, if you ever come to Santa Monica and you want to go to a real legit, old school, like 1960s restaurant, 50s restaurant in LA, it's called Shay J. And the Rat Pack used to go there, and they had this one booth that was kept empty for those guys to come in anytime they wanted.
And you know whose booth it is now, right?
Who?
Sean Penn.
No shit.
You know, you see the posters of Michael Penn up in there, like, you know, like kind of little tribute stuff. No, that's Sean Penn's place.
Oh, no shit. Does he own it?
No, I don't think. He might have helped out Jay over the years, and Jay passed away 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And you know, Jay's mom opened it, called it Shay J after her son. She was hit by a car and killed in front of Shay J's.
Wow. What are the odds? What are the odds of drinking in the same place every night for 30 years
and how
getting run over
cool
by a car?
In Goliath, they have him in that motel.
Yeah.
Right above Shay J's. They shares the parking lot.
Yeah. Also, I think the Beach Boys used to hang out there. I've no doubt that Charles Manson spent some time there.
Listen, it's comfort food. You're not going for like the best. If you're a foodie, just lower that bar to, I just want comfort food with really great strong drinks, with a bar that has Christmas lights, sawdust on the floor. It is a comfortable vibe.
Across the street from the ocean.
Yep.
Anyway, good show. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
I liked season 1.
Yeah, I'll probably bow out after one season.
You see, this is the dilemma. I want to talk about Action Park because you saw it, but our Sunday listeners want to hear that.
Right. Well, that's going to be I can tell you this as a sneak peek, our logo for Sunday, somebody took the Action Park logo and put our faces on it. Did you see that?
Yeah. But how uniquely New York, New Jersey is Action Park and the
Yeah.
documentary. I mean,
You know, I used to go there, right?
yeah, no, you told
Yeah.
the whole,
Yeah.
right. Thursday listeners, some of them might not know, but on Sunday you talked about your parents getting shit-faced while you guys got injured.
Yeah, right. While the employees watched us while they were shit-faced.
Right.
According to this movie, everybody was just high and drinking all the time that worked there.
Totally. And you had to be 16.
And I think 3 people died.
5.
5 people died at that
That's
park.
reported. Keep in mind, they didn't report any of them. So those are the ones they found.
Right.
Obviously, they made it to the papers, the 5, but what they learned was the park didn't report them.
The best is, here's this action park. They tell you it's action. They show you the crazy stuff. But then you got all these Jersey douchebags that are watching you jump off a 20-foot wall into the water. And if you hesitate, they just start screaming, "You fucking pussy!"
Dude, worse than that, when you're on the treacherous, what is it called? A flume, whatever, the going down in that little, basically the bobsled, your little
Yeah.
personal bobsled, as you're going down the hill, the guys who are going up on the chairlift have their really heavy metal carts on a hook on the chairlift, and they bump them off with a shoulder, trying to drop it on you as you're going down the hill.
Yeah.
And that's where someone died also.
That's Jersey. I love it. All right, you got a Dear Abby for us?
I wonder if it's worth it. It's not that great. I can blast through it. I have okay, here we go. I know I have been blessed with wonderful relationships in my life. I have been married to the same lovely man for 25 years. I'm also fortunate to have had the same best friend for 40 years. The problem, they drink. Because of past behavior, I decided to get sober 2 years ago. I know I won't be able to drink socially again. I changed, they didn't. So this is why I thought it might be interesting to you, Gregory. This is a funny line, we are all very high-functioning alcoholics. We never miss work and lead, for the most part, productive lives. I love them both so much. My husband is supportive and adoring. My best friend and I have gone through everything together. But Abby, I can't stand them after 8 p.m., after which they both repeat the same things over and over and tell me how much they love me in a slurry, sloppy way.
Yeah.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah.
My life isn't bad, but this is making me miserable. I'm not asking that they quit drinking entirely, but for the sake of our relationship, I wish they'd just slow down some. Am I wrong to ask something of them that will change what was a big part of all of our lives for so long? I'm not willing to throw away long-term relationships, but I am truly at my wit's end. Odd one out in Washington. So you experienced this with me and all your buddies.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it really, thankfully, I started doing stand-up around that time because I did find it boring to hang around with drunks. Once you get sober, it's the same fucking stories. And then it's that I love you stuff. And it's like, you miss out on something, because I do miss out on drinking and being more emotional, I think. I think you're more vulnerable and emotional, which is something I see other people get closer while they're drinking, and I think that's a nice human thing. Yeah. I miss that. But at the same time, I can't. If people start getting shit-faced at the Malloy's house or the Dunskys and it gets past a certain hour, I'm out. I can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think this woman, the only thing she can do is make different plans after 8 o'clock, because those two drunks are not changing their behavior for you.
Right.
You're a disappointment to them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, especially as you're rolling your eyes. I just fucking told her I love her. What this stupid bitch? Yeah. Well, as you get older, though, I like to think I haven't gone sloppy drunk, and your friends get less sloppy drunk, like you're talking about when it first happened. Yeah, but it's interesting. I don't know. It's hard. It's a great designated driver, though. I think her friend and her husband scored on that one. You were an amazing designated driver for us.
Yeah, I think she just needs to get TikTok. That's what I do. When things get ugly, I just go in the corner and I look at TikToks.
Oh, that helps a party vibe. Oh, there's the sober one in the corner looking at his phone all night. Hey, is it public knowledge that you have a slight plan to start drinking in retirement?
Oh yeah, 65. I'm start highball, a highball at 4 o'clock every day, followed by wine at dinner and a little bit of Jameson's, little nightcap.
I told you we had on Omar Sharif on Craig Kilborn's show on the Late Late Show, and he loved, and all of us did. We all love Lawrence of Arabia, and Omar Sharif's a goddamn legend and a partying legend. With what's his name? Tell me out. The greatest storyteller ever, Irish, Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole.
They were drinking buddies, and on breaks that they would get from Lawrence of Arabia, they'd go up to Beirut, which is the Paris of the Mideast at the time, and the stories are crazy, like didn't sleep for 3 days type stories. So anyway, Craig then during the commercial break goes, so do you, because Craig, loves his cocktails. So he's like, so do you still drink? And he's like, no, those days you can't anymore. He's like, now it's like, before dinner, I'll just have, a brandy or some, aperitif, or not aperitif, whatever it's called before dinner and all that. And then like, just a bottle of wine with dinner. And then after just like a cocktail. And Craig's just looking at him like, but it was literally like what you just said. And I think it might have been, I shared champagne with someone before dinner. Keep in mind, he was a backgammon champion.
Yeah.
And he was living in a hotel in Paris. That's how he was spending the end of his life. He would have, I think it was maybe champagne or cocktails before dinner, a bottle of wine. This is every night, and then a cocktail after it.
I love it.
That's not drinking.
That's going to be me. And we'll still be doing the Sunday papers. All right, listen, Mike. This was a big week.
Yeah.
We made a big announcement. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see you guys in 3 weeks, but we'll talk to you on Sunday. We have a lot to get to. We made a lot of mistakes, apparently. We're going to get to those.
Go to Sunday. One of our thoughts is that maybe more people will concentrate on Sundays.
Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. Is that a failed theory? I don't know.
And people loved the song last week. People freaked out about how good the song was.
For the Sunday papers, you mean? Yes, so did I. I didn't hear it while we recorded it. And then I had to cut the little promo, so I went on YouTube, and I was blown away by that song.
Yeah. We're going to go out on it now. I'll play it for you in case you missed it on Sunday. And, keep them coming. Keep the songs and the logos coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. And,
thanks for listening here on Thursday, despite everything we've said.
Yeah, right. All right, wrap it up. Put a fish in it.
Go do some more squats.
I know, I'm so fucking tired. I hope I wasn't too out of it this week. I'm doing everything I can.
You just went above and beyond. We just did 30% more podcasts than we were supposed to.
That's right. Enjoy it. All right, wrap it up. Swat a fly with it.
Hey, for Sunday, you and Aaron start watching The Vow on HBO. I know you know the story. It's still, I think it's taking its time a little bit, but I think it's done very well.
Okay.
Yeah, The Vow.
All right, take it easy, Mike.
Toodles. Bye. All righty.
The